The Minister of Transport and Housing making her first official visit to Grand Bahama.
The Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs meeting with staff members within his portfolio in Grand Bahama today to address pending concerns.
And residents marching for justice for baby Bella. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the Minister of Transport and Housing, the Honorable JoBeth Colby-Davis, making her first official visit to Grand Bahama today for a two-day tour of departments within her portfolio. As you will hear in this report, the Minister's visit will be extensive. The Minister of Transport and Housing, the Honorable JoBeth Colby-Davis, beginning her first official tour of Grand Bahama with a courtesy call to the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie. Minister Moxie says that the official visits by cabinet ministers show this government's commitment to the island. Minister Colby-Davis adding that she is a daughter of the soil and she is committed to the betterment of this northern island.
It really shows that this administration will focus on Grand Bahama Island and the things that we need to get done to get our island on the right track. And so, Minister, welcome.
And so, of course, it is important for me to see the well-being of people of Grand Bahama and to have a response team on the ground. As soon as I got free up from my ministry in New Providence, I wanted to make it a point that I come here.
Minister Colby-Davis also visited the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation, the Department of Housing, the Road Traffic Department, and the Port Development. She says it was very important to hear firsthand the concerns and needs of the staff.
First and foremost, it's important to see how the staff is being treated in terms of how the building is situated. And so I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable under working conditions that they're working under. And that's important for me to come and see it for myself, and then also to get briefings from the head of each department so I can understand where there are deficiencies, how I can better assist for better productivity from the department.
The Port Department posing the biggest challenge at this time.
The major one, I would say, is there's a lot of staffing concerns in various departments, and obviously some accommodations may have to change and be adjusted so that we can provide room for the extra staff, more specifically the Port Department, so that they'll be able to function a little bit better. I don't think it's good practice to have one person doing 3 and 4 different roles. It's efficient to have them know how to operate in the roles if there's a need, but I also think it's important for separation of powers, for better flow of various departments and just getting the work done properly so you can have oversight from different parties.
During her contribution in the House of Assembly, Minister Colby-Davis noted that discussions of a rent-to-own initiative is ongoing. She gave this update.
We're building out now the structure and the format of how that will work, and we are considering using Grand Bahama and Abaco as our pilots projects to get persons in their homes faster, and if they can't qualify, to assist them through the rent-to-own initiative. But that structure is still being built out, so I won't be able to talk any further about it. I've spoken to some of the financial lenders and how they can assist us in building out that structure. So once we have that document in writing, how it will work, how we can design it, and the escrow accounts that we may have to put in place, then we'll be able to speak more to the public on how that will go.
Minister Colby-Davis adding that a tour of the island of Abaco is up next.
We'll be going to Abaco, if not next week, the following week, but we are planning to go to Abaco. We wanted to make sure we had 2 days in both Grand Bahama and Abaco. That's why we couldn't compact everything into 1 week, so that people can understand that we are taking it serious, that there's a need to assist and rebuild, but also so that we can go through the list of those who've been waiting for so long, who qualify, and understand where the urgency lies so we can put them in some homes.
On Friday, the minister will tour property owned by the Department of Housing, including in the West End community. The Minister for Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, also on Grand Bahama for a two-day visit. In this report, Rumiko Knowles tells us the purpose of the minister's trip to the island.
The Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, on a two-day tour of Grand Bahama. The minister says the purpose of his visit is to meet with staff members within his portfolio. One of the first stops was the City of Freeport Council, where he met with staff members. The second stop was the Farmers Market on the Fishing Hole Road.
We've been in talks with the Minister for Grand Bahama, who thought it imperative that we come and view the site so we can find ways to work together to ensure that we revive the site and bring some back to this mini culture in Freeport here by the Fishing Hole Bridge to enhance the experience, especially with the cruise ship that's supposed to be coming on stream, so a person can have somewhere to engage and really just relax and feel the real authentic Bahamian experience.
Now, following the tour, Sweeting, along with government officials, visited the Coral Vita farm.
Coral Vita has found a way to assist us on replenishing our coral system, and it's really amazing work, transformative, and I can guarantee they'll get support of my ministry to ensure that we find ways to continue in this work, especially adapting to climate change.
We want to just thank the minister for being here, for showing his support for Grand Bahama Island. He's excited like I am. We're all family island ministers and MPs, and so we're committed to it. Our Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister are also, of course, from the family islands. And so this will not just be a NASA-centric administration. As you can see, we are paying close attention to the family islands, to their needs and concerns.
Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas now has a new executive chairman, former ambassador, former member of parliament for South and Central Andros, and veteran broadcaster Paiswa Forbes was appointed by the Davis administration to lead in the transformation of the BCB with immediate effect. Forbes was employed at the corporation for years before leaving to enter frontline politics. And now to news from the courts. The man and woman charged for the harm and subsequent death of 4-year-old Deonia Bella Walker were arraigned in the Magistrates Court in New Providence today before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt. 33-year-old Darion Smith was charged with 1 count of murder and another count of cruelty to children, a charge for which Bella's mother, 29-year-old Estonia Walker, also stands accused. It is alleged that while having baby Bella in their care and control, the two did intentionally and unlawfully permit her to be abused in a manner causing unnecessary suffering and injury to health. Walker is also charged with exposing a child to grievous harm. 4-year-old Bella died on Friday, November 5th, after sustaining a series of injuries to her bones and vital organs at the hands of an alleged abuser. Her official cause of death is listed as blunt force trauma. Now, due to the nature of the offenses, both Smith and Walker were not required to enter a plea. Bail was denied, and both Smith and Walker will remain on remand at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They are scheduled to appear in court on December 17th for a status hearing. Meanwhile, residents from throughout Grand Bahama joining family members of little Bella in a march for justice yesterday. The toddler's tragic death sending shockwaves throughout the country, and residents attending the march say more must be done to protect children. Jay Philippe has the story.
As a sign of solidarity, scores of residents throughout the island of Grand Bahama gathered at the Independence Park, where they prayed for the family and joined hands in unity. Supporters then took to the streets peacefully in a march for justice for young Bella. Among those in attendance was Senator James Turner, who urged Bahamians across the Commonwealth to be more vigilant in their communities.
Whenever a child, especially a female child, when we lose one of them the way we lost this one, we all have to assume some of that responsibility. Because somebody knew, somebody heard something, but nobody did anything.
Also at the Justice March was Minister Shelley Shepherd, who shared her thoughts on what she believes could have led to Bella's death.
Grand Bahama, we have to unify and cry out to God, because the enemy is enraged and he's after our little ones.
A very emotional friend of the family, Deacon Donald Duncombe, was saddened to hear about Bella's death. He can recall memories of the 4-year-old and her innocence.
Bella used to stop either by my place, which is right next door, to her great-grandparents, or she would go into Lewis Yard School. And you're only talking about it, there's a couple of yards there, right? So we looked out for her. We knew she wanted to go to school. That's all she wanted to do, believe it or not. Now,
supporters marched in unity, ending the march at the park holding signs while wearing the color pink. Persons from all ages, including children, showed up to support. Senator Kirk Russell, a resident of the Hunters area where Bella lives, says Bella's life will be remembered forever.
Give me a B! Give me a E! Give me a L! Give me a L! Give me a A! What that spell? What that spell?
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.